Welcome back to Peril Pending, and today we're heading back to Clacton. Yes, we've all seen the pictures and videos of Farage appearing to be working harder than ever in Clacton in this completely voluntary by-election to beat a bin. He's been posting non-stop, only taking time out here and there to cry about a t-shirt or whinge about not being invited to talk on social care with the other parties. Well, as all this has been going on, real journalists have been ignoring the cries for attention to focus on questions I'm sure Farage is hoping we all forgot about, like the funding of that house his wife allegedly bought in Clacton and where exactly the cash came from. And today, we're going to look at an article from the New World by Rat in a Sack, who's put together a neat little breakdown on what's currently known about what some have called a suspicious purchase. The article's titled "Mystery Deepens Over Farage's Clacton House." Let's get into it. The article starts by saying the property is in Ferrari's name, yet her lack of visible funds have led some to speculate that Farage may have contributed. He has always denied this, yet new accounts at her company Baxter Leos show no signs of the kind of booming business that would allow its owner to splash out on a big house on the Essex coast. And just for a reminder, if anyone has forgotten, the property costed £885,000. And if it turns out that Farage did pay towards this, then he'd owe somewhere in the region of £44,000 in stamp duty. Though, it's not like Farage, the self-proclaimed leader of the working class, it's not like him to skimp out on paying his fair share of tax now, is it? The article continues. In May of 2025, after it became clear that the property had been bought entirely in Ferrari's name, Farage said, "The main reason my name does not appear on the main reason my name does not appear is for security reasons. I would have thought that obvious." Well, there it is. The old security concerns excuse. He used this same excuse to avoid holding in-person surgeries for the 2 years he was MP for Clacton. Well, considering how often we've now all seen Farage with the people of Clacton, those adoring fans, I don't think this defence is going to hold up. And I really do wonder what he's going to claim next. If you've got any ideas, drop them below. Let's see if we can beat him to the punchline here. The article continues, but some months later, as speculation grew about whether Farage might have ducked a higher tax bill, he explained that Ferrari came from a very wealthy French family and can afford the property. Through a subsequent BBC investigation, raised questions about the size of her family's alleged wealth. Now, new accounts show no signs of money-making at Baxter Leos, the firm of which Ferrari is the sole director. So it looks like it didn't come from the business. Well, what about the family? Let's have a look. Last autumn, the BBC probed French property and company records and was unable to find evidence that Ferrari's parents had the means to give their daughter a significant contribution towards the purchase. Her retired father owned a transport company which showed a deficit on its books at the time it was dissolved in 2020, while the apartment he owns with his wife in the suburbs of Strasbourg is estimated to be worth only around €300,000. Not to sniff at that, that's still quite a decent property. But £885,000? This does raise some questions. In May of this year, Ferrari herself, who ordinarily shuns the limelight, gave a rare interview to France's Le Monde newspaper, refusing to confirm how she paid for the house, which came with 4 bedrooms and a heated swimming pool. Like every working class family. And added, numerically, There's more than one way to pay for a house. I mean, of all the things to say, why would you, why would you say that? Way to sound suspicious. Le Monde reported that Ferrari dodged the question of did she buy her property thanks to a family inheritance. Ferrari's quoted as saying yes and no. That would be a very large inheritance. There's more than one way to pay for a house, she told the paper, which says she, quote, just barely made it clear that the money did not necessarily come from her parents. I can't say how much my grandmother gave. That's my business, Ferrari continued. The main thing is that I paid all the taxes. There was no tax evasion, and the house is in my name. Personally, I do think this sounds like you doth protest a bit too much there, focusing on tax at the very end. But yeah, that's it. So it doesn't look like it came from company money. It doesn't look like it came from her parents. Apparently her grandmother may have given her the money for this. So still no clear answer on how exactly Ferrari was able to pay for this property on her own, besides some possible support like we just saw there from her grandparents. Though you have to remember, this property, it was bought in full, no mortgage. Even half of that $885,000 asking price would be a fortune of an inheritance. I mean, at least to me, I'm sure to Farage that means absolutely nothing. But like every other investigation into Farage and reform as a whole, it's no wonder they're picking at every decision made by rival parties and trying to make it about themselves. It seems they're desperate to toss whatever they can over the searchlight that's scouring over their finances. But those are just my thoughts. Leave yours in the comment section down below, and I'll catch you next time while the peril's still pending.